unusual. I
Correct.
mean, I've been in those types of waters many, many times, and I could see somebody falling, slipping, hitting their head on something, but
Hmm.
I know the rivers and things that I went in,
In Ohio.
yeah, creeks and things. It didn't have such depth. I mean, I just don't see how five people, lost their lives in an incident like that. It just seems to get peculiar.
Oh.
Oh, it does.
All right, so that's so going around, that's Ohio, that's where that happened. Let's see if we
Go
could jump to
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Go Bucks.
All right, so here's another one. Right, they're saying they're hearing me now, Tony, but they can't hear you on the YouTube. Maybe can you maybe your mic? You can go ahead and on. Let's hear it from your mic.
My mic's on.
Your mic is on
Hello,
your phone. Okay.
testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. No, did you unmute? Go ahead and unmute. Let's see if uh
Oh, testing. 1, 2, 3.
let's see if you can hear Tony now. Yes, I think I
They
you
can hear
should
me
be able
now?
to. So hopefully.
Oh,
All right. All right. So here is it now. Sarah Gilson publicly uh okay, they said they can hear you now. You're a little
excellent.
bit low.
Hello.
All right. Sarah Gilson publicly accused her estranged husband in a TikTok of being a pedophile. Days later, and this is in Oklahoma, Oklahoma authorities say she was killed by him in a murder suicide.
Yeah.
Now their children are left behind and have lost both parents.
That's a serious allegation.
So here it is. I mean, she's very popular. She was very popular, I should say, on TikTok. And so, they have this thing on TikTok where you pretend to be a director, a Netflix director. And so, just before that, her husband, her estranged husband, because she had filed for divorce after the allegations, so it had came out where he was accused, and the charges were still pending, or
Okay.
investigation was still going on. He was accused of kissing a little girl. All right.
So what is the TikTok Netflix?
Right. So
How does that
here's
tie
the
in?
thing. So records show that, and we're going on a break. I think we're going to
We're
continue
going back
this
to social media issues again.
after the break. Yeah, after the break, we'll follow up on this. It's a global brief with yours truly, Opal Lee, and of course Tony.
Rufino?
And so we'll be right back after this, right here on the Voice of the Caribbean, 101.5 FM HD2, and simulcasting on 96.9 FM. We will be right back. We go until 2.
2 p.m.
All right, and we'll pick up back in Oklahoma with this TikToker who lost her life
TikTok.
because allegedly because of what she said, accusing her husband of being a
I don't know that she
pedophile.
should have done that and put it out for the whole
Welcome back to the Global Brief with yours truly, Opal Lee, and
Tony Rufino.
of course, it's the Global Brief right here on the Voice of the Caribbean 101.5 FM HD2 and simulcasting on,
Simulcast.
on 96.9 FM. And so we've been going around the globe today on this week's Global Brief. And we're talking about that TikToker, Sarah Gilson, who had publicly accused her estranged husband in a
On
TikTok
social media.
of being a pedophile. Days later, Oklahoma authorities say she was killed by him in a murder suicide. Now their children are left behind and have lost both parents. Court records show Sarah had obtained an emergency protective order after alleging he had threatened suicide and possessed a firearm. And around the same time, a separate protective order was filed on behalf of a 15-year-old girl. So this is the key. It was filed on behalf of a 15-year-old girl who accused him of inappropriate sexual contact and other misconduct. Those allegations had not been adjudicated in court before his death.
Well, that's a shame.
So here it is. He was accused of doing all these things with this 15-year-old, and now his estranged wife then went ahead and did a TikTok. You know, it was a viral
Stupid.
TikTok.
Why wouldn't she go to the
It was a viral
authorities?
TikTok.
Why do you not go to authorities? She
The auth-
cares more about her TikTok
Tony,
and her own
Tony,
credibility?
the authorities were already aware of it. There was still an investigation going on. Remember, the 15-year-old also had a had had
If there was
an
an
injunction.
in place, then
But injunction cannot stop killings, obviously, and that's what a lot of people are saying right now. That what's the use? Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because it is still it's a good thing.
It's a tool.
It's a tool, but you still have to be very careful. I think that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
But she shouldn't have been posting. You see, if she wouldn't have been posting, chances are she'd still be around today.
Oh boy.
Well, it's the truth.
954-358-2020.
Internet. I'm tired of it.
954-358-2020. He should not have killed her anyway. He's a lunatic. He is a coward. Not because somebody posts something. It's our right to post what we feel like on our TikTok and our Instagram. We're not hurting anyone, and she was just telling the truth. Basically, he was already under investigation for what he allegedly did with that 15-year-old. So she was just jumping on the trend, and she didn't open her mouth. She didn't open her mouth. It was basically, she sat there on the TikTok and just says, me practicing for when Netflix interviews me about my husband being a pedophile, So that was in the tagline. And here it is. He came into the house. He unalived her and then unalived himself. He was a very selfish person, not thinking about their young kids. If he wanted to do this so bad, he should have just unalived himself and leave her alone. 954-358-2020. That's the number if you want to give your intake on this. 954-358-2020. You want to say something, Tony?
Well, I just, like I said, um, the internet. I don't care what you say, but anyway, the internet in all of these applications and all these little social media things. Listen, I mean, geez, I've sat there one day. As you know, I'm very, very, very new to social media. Very new. Never used it until this year, 3 months ago. And I've noticed that one day I started at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. I was laying in my bed, and Jesus. Next thing I looked up, about this stupid phone. And I'm thinking, my goodness, I believe half of the stuff is a bunch of garbage anyway.
On social media, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, but we
but
did,
it's
because
amazing how fast the time went, just like with nothing. So I mean, then I imagine myself being a child and hearing some of the things and seeing some of the things that I saw, and it makes just doing it just like seems to make doing criminal things glamorized. It almost glamorizes it. It glamorizes this stuff, and you know, it's such a shame because this is our future, guys. These people, these children who are growing up now in this day and era, are going to be our leaders one day. And what are they going to do? I mean, I just went out to dinner the other night to a restaurant, and again was amazed that had a family.
Uh-huh.
They're all on their phone.
Oh, everybody was on their
Everybody
phone.
on their phone. I think they may have set them down to put the food in their mouth. I don't really know. I don't want to sit there and stare at them, but you know, I mean, it's just like
But listen,
it's everywhere
Tony.
you go.
Okay, but here's the thing: this man was a coward. He was accused. First of all, apparently he was this little girl. This 15-year-old girl was actually a student or an athlete, or that he was her superior, right, at their school.
He was a teacher or something.
Coach. Yeah, right. And here it is. What are you doing? A big grown man messing around with this 15-year-old. You need to take account. You need to be accountable for your action. Had he not done that, maybe his wife would not have even filed the divorce. Hold on, and he would not have been accused of being a pedophile. Right? The allegations are such that he was kissing this 15-year-old, that the 15-year-old also had to have taken out a restrictive order. But the bottom line is,
wait a minute. If I was a magistrate or whoever you go to seek a protective order, and I heard the reasoning behind the need for one,
for the protective order,
that's right. Something in that case, you better believe that guy'd be in custody. Because if she went,
but you're innocent until proven guilty,
you may
right?
be innocent until proven guilty, but if I have somebody before me doing this, there's definitely an investigation that I'm going to have started forthwith with the state attorney's office immediately. If a 15-year-old poor child has to go to court to get a protective order against their teacher, or superior, or whatever it is, in a class, classroom, or gymnasium, or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I would have been mortified if I was the magistrate. It would have mortified me.
Yeah, but you know what? This brings us to it that even locally, people, they fear their spouses, their partners, their children, whomever it is, or other person, and we may file a protective order. The thing is that a protective order, it's just a piece of paper, guys. It is a paper. You still have to make sure that you take the threats, the stalking, the cursive behavior. You have to take these things seriously and continue working towards better protection. So even though you might have that paper, be very careful about still having the people come around your home, around you.
Be supervised, and I think that every woman, every man that is sane should become a licensed firearm holder.
Oh.
I'm serious.
Wait, who should become a licensed firearm holder?
Everybody who's deemed sane. And, it's like everywhere you go, you need one. You never know when something's going to break out. Never know. I mean, where I grew up, it was a common place where the rest of my family lived. In their state, they just strap it right on their waist and walk around. Stories every week. It just sickens me that all these poor children.
It's a global brief, and we go right around the country and say what is happening.
It's just a shame. It's a shame.
Here's one more, and this is what I don't understand here, but this young lady, she's Jamaican. Her name is Elaine Esco, a high-profile fugitive featured on the FBI's most wanted fraudsters list. She was captured in Jamaica and returned to the United States to face federal charges for her alleged role in a multi-million-dollar pandemic relief scam.
Let me ask you this.
Right.
Apparently, Jamaica and America has a quite expedited, what do you call that?
What
I
if?
forgot the name. Not- Extradition.
Uh-huh.
They must have a quite fast extradition thing, because why couldn't she have said that she wants to go through an extradition hearing and all that stuff? Does she have that right, or did we just have reciprocity?
Well, she's back here. The bottom line is she is back here.
She's back here. And let
She
me
is
tell you,
back
I know
here.
where she's going.
Really?
Oh hell yeah! I know
But
where
people are
she's
saying,
going.
how did they even catch her? And the thing is that there was an award out, 150, what, $150,000?
Easy.
$150,000. There was an award out for $150,000. So the FBI, they got tips. They got tips. Somebody is now $150,000 richer, right? And so she had been on the run since May 2025. She was captured
but I would say that billions of dollars
Mm-hmm.
was stolen from that fund, and good luck on getting it back. You know, it's just going to make us have to pay it back.
Well, anyway, I would love to hear from people. 954-358-2020. Do you think if you had stolen $32 million, would they have been able to find you within 1 year? 32 million US dollars, that is. 954-358-2020. That's 954-358.
Both. You're not only a thief, but you're a liar.
True.
Not all liars are thieves.
Well, yes, that's true. Well, wait, not all liars are thieves? Is a thief?
It's because you lie doesn't mean you're a thief. But if you're a thief, it means you're lying.
Okay.
Well, think about it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Hey, let's jump to this one. We only have maybe 10 minutes to go or so before we're out of here. And that's regarding this what is it? This 10-year-old, Shani Coke. She was brutally murdered in Trelawney Parish of Jamaica.
Horrible story.
Yes. Yes.
Devastating.
And this happened thing. The person who is accused of killing him, they now have him in custody. So of course, everybody's, well, most people in the community, they're outraged because you're saying, listen, which
What I don't even understand. And a family member on top of it. What's the fascination with these old guys?
the little girl, 10-year-old,
Little kids.
10-year-old little girl,
That was it fascinating.
10.
The worst of the worst. Matter of fact, they have to segregate them when they're in prison because of what will happen to them if they don't. So that ought to just tell you something.
All right, but you know what? This guy, Delroy Coke, who was, well, he's now deceased now, but he's a suspect in killing that little 10-year-old Shawnee Coke. He was actually identified by relatives as a convicted sex offender. He had basically done this before, right? And the judicial system was very lenient on him. And so a lot of people are saying, judges, what do you have to say about that? about it. We're talking about this incident that happened last Tuesday afternoon, July 21. The victim was Shani Coke. She was a student at Troy Primary School in Jamaica, and it happened in the Tyre district near the community of Troy in South Trelawney. The child's partially nude body was discovered by residents around 3:30 p.m. along a dirt track in the bushes with her throat slashed following an initial disappearance after she was sent to a local shop. So the grandmother had sent her to the local shop and she never returned. And the suspect here, Delroy Coke, as you can see, they both have the same name, same last name. She's Shawnee Coke. He's Delroy Coke. They were So the suspect was also a local resident and relative as well. And Delroy Coke suffered severe chops. So what happens that the community then turned on him, and he suffered severe chop wounds and was pronounced dead at Percy Junior Hospital. His father was also badly beaten and hospitalized. Arsonist later set the suspect's house on fire. And then, guys, they went ahead now, and the police now took the guy that allegedly took part in unaliving. No, no, the guy that honor that supposedly but because remember, this guy was taken into custody before. He came back out afterward, came back out and then he the father was like, no, it wasn't me at all who did that. Hmm. All right, so listen, look at this now. We only have about a couple of minutes to go until um we are out of here. It's the global brief with yours truly, Opal Lee and Anthony's son, and of course, or Anthony Rufino. Tony Rufino. Tony Rufino. And so it's almost time for us to make our way out of here. We have about a minute or so to go. But remind you that we do this each and every Monday